Overconsumption. It accounts for the increasing trend of overweight and obesity and has major economic and environmental implications. And it all starts here, with these juicy pieces of fried chicken. Fresh chicken, crammed with secret recipes of herbs and spices, deep fried in oil at high temperature. The crunch and the taste of the oil lingers on your fingers with every bite you take. Now I want to clarify that I bought this box of chicken for the sole purpose of filming, no other intentions. Jokes aside, being a doctor, I'm well aware of the implications overconsumption has on our health. But what I didn't know was that overconsumption also poses huge implications on economic and environmental until I decided to do this video. Let me explain to you why. We all know that overconsumption leads to metabolic food waste, which in turn correlates with overweight and obesity. Overweight and obesity in turn contributes to other health problems such as coronary artery disease, diabetes, stroke, and many others. This in turn drives the increasing burden of diseases, which leads to economic losses, approximately $12 trillion per year worldwide. On the other hand, when we choose to overconsume, resources are increasingly being diverted to create the product that is being overconsumed. For example, a bag of chips. Now don't look at this bag of chips just as another bag of chips which you can buy off the shelf for about $4 or $5. This bag of chips is actually a major health and environmental problem. Ultra-processed foods such as chips, when consumed, provide high amount of calories which are not needed by our body. These calories in turn get turned into fat and stored, leading to obesity and overweight. Aside from the chips, resources are also used to produce the foil bags, which most of them are non-biodegradable. The use of plastics to produce those foods leads to worse environmental footprints and increased emissions of greenhouse gases. Now I know this is all starting to sound like a geography lesson, so let us focus on the topic that I really want to talk about today. In this video, I'm going to show you one traditionally proven, handed down over the centuries, extremely effective method that has been proven to reduce overconsumption. It sounds easy, but virtually impossible to do. And that is no snacking. I'm just kidding. Abstinence is not for everybody. And in fact, it has been proven to be less effective than a lot of the methods that I'll be talking about in today's video. So let us get right into it. As some of you are aware, I grew up in Singapore, and the way food are being portioned in Singapore is a lot different to what we have in Australia. The amount of food that was being given to us when we buy them outside is probably about half, or at most 3/4 of the Australian portion. Now, when we are all given a certain amount of food, there is an increasing pressure not to waste food, which leads to most of us over-consuming unnecessary calories that we do not require in our diet. Hence, one of the effective methods that I will be teaching you guys today would be rationing. When you're cooking at home, always put your food on a smaller plate. That way it looks like there is a lot of food on the plate. Using bigger plates always have the problem where there is not enough food to fill up the whole plate. As a result, it gives you that urge to cook something else to fill up the entire plate so that it looks like a full meal. Now this problem can be easily avoided when you use smaller plates. Whenever you go out to buy food, always ask for them to come in the takeaway boxes. You don't have to eat the whole thing, which is part of the reason why the takeaway boxes. Eat half to 3/4 of whatever portion is in there, and you can save the rest for a later period of time. The second method would be substitution. You should cut down on unhealthy food items such as biscuits, chocolates, chips, and swap them to unhealthier options such as nuts for snacking. Now, the third part is probably the hardest things to do. We always tend to associate snacking with another pleasure activity such as watching television or a movie. When you watch TV, you don't necessarily have to eat something, but we build up this bad habit whereby we need to constantly bite something while we watch TV. If that is the case for you, what you can do is swap out those unhealthy food items such as popcorns or snacks or chips to things like an apple, water instead of sugary drinks, or cucumber dips with hummus, for example, if you want to spice things up a little bit. Try and vary the kind of food that you eat on a regular meal. For example, avoid things that are filled with simple carbohydrates such as sandwiches, breads, fried food, chips. These things, while they give you an instant amount of energy that you may require, however, they don't last long as they're easily digested. What you should be eating is something that lasts a bit longer, such as fiber-rich foods such as beans, dark vegetables, oats, fruits. Protein is always good. They can help your body feel satisfied a bit longer and reduce the urge to overeat. Lastly, look for food that have lower glycemic index. This kind of food helps to stabilize your blood sugar, which reduces the urge to overeat. Now, the last most important tip is to eat your meals regularly. A lot of people have this notion where if they skip a meal, it will help with dieting. Doesn't work that way. When we eat regularly, we reduces these periods whereby we go into extreme hunger. So what people often do when they are in extreme hunger is that they binge eat to make up for the period where they didn't eat. Hence, by eating regularly, we can actually reduce the periods of extreme hunger and prevents overconsumption. Another tip I have for you is to eat even when you're not hungry. And what I mean by this is eating healthy snacks such as an apple, orange, watermelon, or some other healthy foods. What this does is that it prevents you from snacking on unhealthy foods, and at the same time it provides you with other nutrients, fiber, and other nutrients that you might need. So that is it, folks. Tips to help you prevent overconsumption. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Otherwise, I'll see you next week, and remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel. See you next time.